This is St. Kitts, people. So where I'm staying at the Royal Hotel in St. Kitts. That's the splash bar where you can have breakfast and stuff like that. Amazing. Those houses there, you can actually purchase them either outright or as part of a timeshare agreement, like with other investors. So the cafe is not open yet. It's not open yet, and looks like a lot of my friends aren't open yet either. It's what's the time? It's 10 to 7 here in St. Kitts, and it's been a great journey here. So I left the Bitcoin Cash City on a Tuesday night, and I arrived in LA on Tuesday morning. So I go back in time, and I landed, and then I went from LA to Miami, and then from Miami to St. Kitts. So I've just put a shout out to Sonny and the crew that's organised the conference. It's been an amazing event. I recommend everyone to watch the conference. It's not as good as if you were here live in person. I believe if you were here with me and the others here on if you were here with us, your experience would have been a good experience. Definitely wild. Lots of stuff went down. A lot of merchants that accept Bitcoin Cash. It was a pleasure to meet up with Roger Ver and the rest of the gang. Met Vlad for the first time. Alex, the Bitcoin Cash cast was here. Bitcoin Cash podcast, so I met them, and a few other interesting individuals. It's been a while since I did a live stream. It's been a while. So let me here we go. Here, anyone interested? I'm going to say I'm at Splash Bar. I am at the Good morning, how are you, B-Chad? How's your day been? This is St. Kitts, my friend. How's your day been? Man, my spelling's gone out the window. Yeah, it's been a big week for Bitcoin Cash. Amazing week. And I don't know who put the tweet out, but Bitcoin Cash is the most ballsiest cryptocurrency that did a conference during a crypto winter or a bear market. So because like it doesn't really I don't know, to me, yeah, it's the prices are cheap right now, and hell yeah, prices are cheap right now, but it doesn't, to me, I'm not really worried by it. Except, I'm actually embracing it. Because if you just knew what was, and whatever I say, I am not doing financial advice, okay? I'm just, what Bitcoin Jason says is all about his beliefs, his outlook on life, and I'm just sharing my opinion, all right? So everything you do, you should seek your own financial due diligence in what you do. I am not offering financial advice. For me, good morning, Pantera. It's been a while since I've seen you, my friend. Oh, thank you. I had to do I shortened my speech because I only had 15 minutes, and there was two other panels there, and so I didn't want to steal anyone's time. So I had to cram a lot in. And basically, bro, guys, is I wanted to give the I wanted to give hope and inspiration to people there that you are all Satoshi. You can all do your part, you know. Just ask a merchant, do you accept Bitcoin Cash? Practice trying to onboard merchants. And then once you get a merchant on board, curate them. Check in on them, promote them, stuff like that to help bring more customers. You know what I mean? Hold a meetup. I mean, my first cafe I onboarded down on the Gold Coast, totally by myself, had no friends, all right, believe it or not, had no friends, had no Bitcoin Cash merchants, and I just went up to a cafe owner and I just asked every time I went there, do you accept Bitcoin Cash, knowing full well they didn't accept Bitcoin Cash. But the thing I noticed is the owner, when I did meet the owner, his owner name was Sonny, strangely enough. I went to Sonny, I said, Sonny, I'm noticing you're closing up earlier and earlier each day. Why is that? And he's saying, you know, business is slow, you know, so I had to lay off some staff, so I'm managing it on my own and I can only do it these times. And I said to Sonny, I said, Sonny from the Gold Coast, the Australian guy, he's actually Indian as well, strangely enough. I said, Sonny, what if I could bring you more customers? What if I could, you know, say on a Saturday morning, organize a meetup where all my friends and I can reach out to other people to come to your store and do a Bitcoin Cash meetup where some people will come, they'll pay in Bitcoin Cash, and other people will come and they won't have Bitcoin Cash, so it'll be like a normal sale for you. And I said to him, look, I know you're a bit funny because we had talks, right? I know you're a bit funny about accepting Bitcoin Cash because you don't know about the volatility and you don't know much about it. But let's just trial it out. Let's just trial it out. Here's a tablet. I'll get you a tablet. I'll set you up. We'll have this meetup. I'll bring customers in, and then whatever Bitcoin Cash you get through the till, I'll reimburse you for. And I said to Sonny, I said, most likely there'd be some people there that want to buy Bitcoin Cash. So by you accepting Bitcoin Cash, you can actually sell the Bitcoin Cash back to the public if you wanted to. I held the meetup there, and you know, it was pretty scary because I was sponsored by the Satoshi Angels for the meetup app, and so using the meetup app, I did an advertisement, and I had about 5 people confirm that they were coming on the meetup app. But you know what, guys, I had 13 people come to the meetup, so not including myself. You know, that's a pretty good turnout for my very first meetup. And I held it there at Means Beans Cafe on the Gold Coast. And there are people that were interested in Solana, Ripple, Ethereum, you know, other cryptos. But because it was a cryptocurrency type meetup, I got everyone that's interested in crypto come in and see how Bitcoin Cash works at a merchant that accepts it. And I had people, all those people that attended all had Bitcoin.com wallets. I tipped some people. One lady bought some BCH off me. And then at the end of the meetup, when it came to like finishing up and closing it down, I went to Sonny. I said, Sonny, spending money like I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, hang on, I'm just gonna reply to this person. Ni hao. I'm just having breakfast right now at St. Kitts, so I can talk to you later. I'm doing a live stream. Take care. Yeah, I'm trying to reach out to some Chinese people. So yeah, so that's what I mean. Like the only person I onboarded before the Means Beans Cafe was Mrs. Kebab and Grill, and I didn't actually do the onboarding process. I got them to say yes to Bitcoin Cash, and I bought a kebab meal deal for $11. But it was actually the team in Bitcoin Cash City. They actually did the onboarding. So I learned a few things from when I was there in the Bitcoin Cash City. So when I went back to the Gold Coast, where I was living at the time, I just started, trying to get merchants on board. I had no fun. Oh, well, I did a flip starter, but before the flip starter even was finished or finished, I was just practicing, do you accept Bitcoin Cash, and just trying to onboard merchants. And I would say low hanging fruit, ones that I know that I will frequent often. Yeah, ones that I'll frequent often. And yeah, so I got Sunny, and I onboarded Sunny. The Satoshi Angels gave me all the stickers, the flag, all the things that you need to have a meetup, to make a really nice special meetup, like giveaways and stuff. Satoshi Angels actually posted it down, so I had a nice big box full of goodies. And yeah, I just had a meetup there, and Sonny, by the end of the day, he was so happy because I bought 13 customers on a slow Saturday. So, if you maybe you can think of someone right now where there's a cafe or restaurant, and that they are not doing well, or they need extra business, something like that. A common tactic that I use when I go to a merchant, okay, look, what's your slowest day? What's your slowest, is it a Tuesday? What is your slowest day where you have the least amount of customers? And, you're accepting Bitcoin Cash. Let me help you bring more customers through your door, and do that, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's been good like that. That's how you can start. Can the Bitcoin.com register record capital gains, or is there another tool for that? Well, that's a great question, BCH chat, Bitcoin Chad, big chat. That's an interesting question, because in Australia, there are apps that you can get that will follow your portfolio. Yeah, but the Bitcoin.com register app doesn't keep a record of your capital gains or anything like that. They do keep a record of what came in at what price at what time. So it's very beneficial, because something that I saw is Sunny here, the Bitcoin Cash island here. That's what I'm calling St. Kitts, Bitcoin Cash Island. I went to see one of his. I went to the Buddha bar, and he showed me like a payment POS terminal. And the great thing about this is it will print a receipt. So this is great for the merchant, and it's good for the customer, so I can get a receipt. So as a businessman, if you spend your BCH, you can actually itemize it on your wallet, right? Put down, I was here with, Roger. I was here with Roger, had breakfast. We talked about for your tax. And then you got like a receipt. That's really good. For a merchant, just say you manage to get a hold of one of these POSs, and you onboard a merchant, and you say to him, look, whatever Bitcoin Cash comes in, look, it may be a way for you not to buy Bitcoin Cash off the exchange. Have other people spend BCH, and then you go and see your merchant that you've onboarded and say, look, how was your week? You got some Bitcoin Cash? No worries. Let me take it off your hands. And so all the printed receipts, he would spike, and you go, yeah, okay. You tally it up, and that way you can buy every BCH that merchant's got at cost value on spot price. They happy because it matches in with the books, you know, $15 here, $5 there, $25 here, and you've paid, you've reimbursed them for Bitcoin Cash for cash, and then they can just run it that way. So I'm just trying to inspire you guys not to put yourselves in a box, because that's something I notice when I talk to people. It's like, yeah, you're good, you know, Bitcoin Jason, you know, you're doing so well. You got 200 merchants there in the Bitcoin Cash City. I'm going, bro, you know, you can do it too. I mean, there's not, look, I am not a special guy. I'm not the most sharpest tool in the shed. You know what I mean? I'm sure look, I've met guys that are smarter than I am. It's quite often the guys that are smarter than I am had the most trouble overcoming the fear of rejection and stuff like that. So maybe, I don't know. But, so I got my Australian passport, and it was so good that I can fly from Australia, go back in time, land in St. Kitts, and spend my Bitcoin Cash as if I never left the country. It was just so amazing. I didn't need a US dollars, because they do have a native currency and US dollars, so they will take US dollars, preferably, you know, like if you come and land here. But I don't have US dollars. I've got a few Australian dollars that I got while I was at the airport, but I don't have US dollars. And it was just really good to go from one country to the next without getting ripped off by the exchanges. That was the biggest thing. I went to exchange at the airport, and I had $100 Australian, and I went to convert it to American dollars. $100 Australian, they were going to give me 44 USD in return. And I'm thinking, that's a rip-off. I mean, I was expecting, you know, maybe 75, you know, 70, maybe worst case 60 bucks in change, you know, because the exchange fee, you know, the Australian dollar's like 30% less than American value, apparently. I don't know how that is. But, you know, say $1 equals, $1 Australian equals about 70 US cents. So that's what I was expecting. But to basically, you know, give them $100 and not even get $50 USD back, I thought that was the biggest rort. And I said to myself, I'm not getting Australian dollars. I'm coming here to the St. Kitts conference, and I'm spending nothing but Bitcoin Cash. So that's what I did. On the topic, yeah. So on the topic of passports, right? So this is my Australian passport. It's pretty groovy. I won't actually show you inside my passport. It's personal. But I'm looking at getting a St. Kitts passport, because you can get a passport for like a $200,000 investment. Now I'm speaking USD now, right? So 200 USD, 200,000 USD, and some other fees and that. For you can actually get citizenship, and you can actually buy property here in St. Kitts. So see those big houses there? Those big houses. So what the deal with those big houses is you can get a slice of a share, because that's worth 7 million. That's like a 7.2 million. Let me have a look here. It's a $7.5 million property there, right? So for 200,000, you can get a 1 in 30 ownership of that villa there. And it's got a freehold title and deed for each share, but the forecast return for that property is between 3 to 7% based on occupancy, like how much it's been rented out, right? And so you can own property here, get your St. Kitts passport, and have like a citizenship. So I'm doing my homework when I get back home, whether I can have a dual citizenship, whether I can have a US passport and a St. Kitts passport. Because I'm telling you guys, like the way I feel, you know, my country, your country, it may come to a stage where we need to bug out. We need to bug out. Yeah. So, mate, look, I'm gonna try. Like for me, I did the costing. It's gonna cost me around about $500,000 Australian, maybe 450,000 Australian, to do this. But it's a goal that I want to reach, just for my own protection, because this government is such a freer government. It's small government type go- way of things, so it's sort of like fits in with my political ideologies, ideologies. My feeling that way government should be small government, lots of people investing in the community, um, and they really look after your businesses. So businesses are really play a key role in providing infrastructure and stuff like that. So it's either $200,000 or to get a property and that, or $150,000 American to the government to get your citizenship. But I like the idea of having a place to stay, like a property, and citizenship. So I'm gonna talk to some people. I'm gonna thrash this out because I'm not a financial advisor, right? So I'm taking financial advice. I'm gonna look for financial advice, but I'm not leaving the Bitcoin Cash City. But I just want to look into getting another passport, having a property here that. Do you know if fire alarms are legal? I think firearms are legal here. I think they are. I know you can get fireworks here in St. Kitts, which is something that you can't do in my country. That's a good question. I'll ask someone. I asked someone about that. I believe so, man. I believe so. The way I picked up the vibe of St. Kitts, it's like an island Texas sort of thing. Even though I haven't been to Texas, they are very freedom orientated. They are like very balanced type people. They really look after those that bring good into the country, and they want people to move here. And the people that they move here, they want to have be a benefit, like good citizens. Any news from Gabriel, aka First Mill? I've been texting him or messaging him about my stay here in St. Kitts. Sent him some videos and some photos of what I've been doing here. He hasn't responded to me, so I don't know what's going on with Gabriel. I wish him well wherever he is in the world. But yeah, I think he's just busy with his own life. So yeah. But if I was Gabriel, I would be getting a St. Kitts citizenship and passport. So I'm just, look at this, man. Like, so you can get freehold and a citizenship. So it's visa free to over 150 countries, and I thought that was amazing. So once I get a St. Kitts passport citizenship, I can go to 150 countries visa free. 6-month visa free to Sheng in the UK. No personal income tax or capital gains tax. So no worries, Mario. So what I love about the Bitcoin Cash Island, I know it's St. Kitts, right, is what you earn, what the money that you make, it's your money, right? And so it's a fair tax system here, and this is what I wish the Australian government did. John Howard proposed a thing called the GST. Now, the GST is called the Goods and Services Tax. Here they got a VAT, value added tax. So the way it is when I bought this Red Bull, right? If it's $5, it's $5.50 because it's a 10% GST, goods and services tax in where I come from. But here they've got a like 10% VAT, which is like the GST with a different name, right? So value added tax. So I make money, that's well and good, but every time I spend, I'm paying 18, 20%, right? Say 20% once you tip the person. 20%. So I'm not dodging taxes. I'm actually paying my taxes, but what I love about this country, man, is I'm paying taxes according to how much I can afford to pay taxes. So I don't have to do any payment tax forms. I don't have to do paperwork. And every time I shop, I'm paying like say 20% of my income, which is which is in my country, the lowest tax bracket. I think it's about 20%. It's like the average, because you got to pay tax on your Medicare, which is the social security of healthcare, and then you earn, and then you pay taxes, and around about 20%. Plus, you pay 10% GST whenever you spend. So you could be spending like 30% tax, and it's on everything. So in St. Kitts, women's products, sanitary products, they are tax free. Necessities of life like food is tax free, like fruit and vegetables. But if you go eat at a restaurant and someone provides a service, that's when the tax is. So I like that, because if I was a poor person, I go, right, all right, I'm poor right now, I just have to grind. I'll grind really hard. I'll start up an internet business, or I'll do something. I'll generate income with Bitcoin Cash, bring it to the country. I can spend it here, and I'll just live as cheaply as possible, and grind to a stage where I'm more self-sufficient. Maybe might get my business up and running properly. That's the way I like it. So, you can have a very low income, and you're not going to be adversely affected by it. It's just a flat tax across the board. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It's the same tax based on what you consume. Now, I heard that luxury items like cars and stuff is like 80% tax. What? Importing them. But yeah. Any questions? I feel like I'm rambling. Do you know how the job market is? They have the technology center. Are you concerned? I have yeah. That's what I've been trying to suss out. That's a good question. So what I realized is wages here are very cheap, and businesses basically, the wages are cheap, but I do know of some businesses that pay above award wage. So for example, I'm going to be careful who I don't, in case I'm not allowed to say it, but I went to one business and talked to a major prominent businessman there, and he said to me that he buys each one of his staff basically a car. So he buys his staff member a car, and it's a interest-free loan, and so they work for 5 years, and it's like they make payments weekly, and then at the end of the 5 years, or when they paid it off, it's just like a $1 balloon payment, and basically they paid for the car. And I thought, that's a great idea. Not only are you just like encouraging your employee, it's good because you're encouraging your employee to work hard. You give them a vehicle which normally they would not normally be able to buy, or be more expensive, and you get 5 years worth of loyalty out of them. And I thought that was fantastic. And it's a way to bring vehicles into the country and sort of minimize their taxes. So I thought that was a great initiative. And then after 5 years, they can sell that car. So I thought that was an amazing prospect. But yeah, I do want to go on I feel like my time here was too short. I came here on a Wednesday, And the first couple of days, 3 days, I was like jet lagged. And then I don't know if I drank something in the water or I ate something wrong, but then I sort of felt sick for a bit. So I didn't really come good until about Thursday, maybe Friday. Friday came good, and Saturday I was back on my feet again. And so I feel like I could stay here for. I reckon I could stay here for a month. I could stay here for a month, and yeah. So I'm gonna go back home and work hard, and maybe book for another holiday, especially because I don't have to worry about having US dollars here. I can go from my country to St. Kitts and not worry about converting from Australian dollars into US dollars or Bitcoin Cash into American dollars. That's what I really like about it. And to me, the government here is doing a really, they are forward thinking, because I tell you what, guys, you might not even have Bitcoin Cash, but if you're an overseas tourist and you come here and you've got, like, say Solana or a Cardano, or you got Ethereum, you just exchange it into Bitcoin Cash and you just spend it here. You know what I mean? And it's just a way of, you support the island, you have a great holiday, and you know what I mean? It's just, that's what I love about this. And I see Bitcoin Cash being more beneficial as a tourist currency for people traveling around the world than Lightning, So they are looking for, I know they got a med school type here. They've got a university where you can learn about med school and you can be a vet. That's something here. They want to bring investment to the country as well. Personal question: what type of cold storage do you use for BCH? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. You know what? I actually use a paper wallet. I'm old school. I actually use a paper wallet for cold storage. But basically, other than that, I've just got a hot wallet. So I got a hot wallet like the Bitcoin.com app. I got a hot wallet. That's a good question, Chad. Anything else? Yeah. So the Bitcoin Cash conference, guys, you missed out, bro. If you weren't here, I mean, you missed out. I mean, oh, the conference was great. It was very. I mean, we've got Chris over there. Got Chris. He's he does a lot of development with on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. Like, to me, he's the guy. He's the guy behind the scenes that make things happen. So, props to Chris. What's going on, man?
Yeah, let me join you for a minute. Well, you were talking about cold wallets.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've given you one of these. I have a YouTube video on how to make these laser engraver.
Yeah.
They're just PVC name cards. And so this is how I onboard. Like my parents and their friends, they're all 60 years old or older.
Yeah.
So they have a hard time. And so this makes it physical for them. It's just same idea as a paper wallet.
Yeah.
But because it's laser engraved on plastic, with like a little toy $50 laser engraver, like you can bury that, you can stick it in there. So when I ask, I'm at a party with my parents or something, or I'm talking to them, I say, hey, do you have any Bitcoin Cash?
Yeah.
And they say, no, what is that? I'm like, well, here you go, now you do. They don't have to download anything, there's no batteries, and I usually walk around with a few of those in my pocket anytime I
So where can we go to get this? Because I can do actually laser graving. There's like DAC Tech, a merchant of mine down in Bitcoin Cash City. Mm-hmm. I can actually get them to do this for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, the best way to do it, so I have a YouTube video, I can send you the link to it.
Yeah.
And the software that I wrote to do that. And I recommend people do it themselves, because like if you were to, you can't trust that I didn't keep the private key.
That's right.
So that's the problem with it. So I recommend people make them themselves.
Yeah.
But so there's trust involved when I give it to somebody.
Yeah. So I'll break it down. So DAC Tech, they've got like facilities where you can do 3D printing and laser scanning on your own. Like it's like they won a grant to provide a workspace for people to learn about stuff.
I'll show you guys what it looks like. So it's just a plastic card, and it's just like a normal plastic name card, and then a little $50 or $80 laser engraver burns that, engraves it, and burns the black into it.
I love this, man.
Yeah, it works great for me. I love it. Everybody I share them with love it. Just most people just don't know about it.
This is why you need to come to the Bitcoin Cash conferences.
Yeah.
You meet brains like this. They give you new ways of doing. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to add this as my tool.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It works great for me. Yeah. That's why I love telling people about it.
I'm just like, I'm in a mind-blowing state right now because, yeah, man, like, because that's like, I've got some preppers, and a lot of preppers are in Bitcoin Cash because they see the utility and they get the why. I add this to their portfolio of tools. They can bug out, do whatever, and they're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, literally because it's plastic, you can bury it like gold. You can bury it in your backyard.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do,
You can bury
you can do that.
Bitcoin Cash in your backyard. Maybe Bitcoin Cash is the digital gold, man. Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what you're saying, I have. It's been so great. This is my first like physical meetup that I've attended.
Really?
Yeah. And well, the irony is, I was gonna go to the one in Amsterdam in March of 2020, but that's right when COVID hit, so that got shut down. And then we had the hurricane like 2 days before this event, so I thought for sure this was gonna get shut down.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm glad we were finally able to do this, and it's been so great connecting with other devs that I interact with on a day-to-day basis, but especially like business people like you that I normally just don't really interact with online as much.
That's right. We are so busy in our own little world, our own little bubble, that it's great to come in and interact with other bubbles and expand our bubble, I guess, expand our world. What was the biggest highlight that you got from coming here to St. Kitts, the conference?
It's hard to pick just one, but you know, for me as a U.S. citizen, I live on the west coast of the U.S., and even though this is a little bit past the east coast of the U.S., I think it's only about 10 hours of flight time for me to get out here, so that's really attractive. Yeah. And the announcement that they're going to accept Bitcoin Cash as legal tender is a huge motivator for me. All the developers in crypto space, and I don't mean just Bitcoin Cash, but the crypto space in general in the U.S., every single one of them is like, man, like the government is not happy with what I'm doing. And they're eyeballing like options. There's a huge, I mean, you heard the MP say that they've had a huge uptick in U.S. applications this year for citizenship by investment. So, I mean, it's if the U.S. is going to keep being antagonistic, then the people who are passionate about the space are going to leave. Yeah.
So I see that as an industry that St. Kitts can adopt because they've got Bitcoin Cash people here, they've got blockchain devs. They could have like a university on blockchain development here, and it'd be like state of the art, and there will be people that will come to St. Kitts, like in Australia, people will actually fly from overseas to basically live in Australia to do their studies. You know what I mean? So me, like, I would do that if St. Kitts had like a world-class facility where they learn about blockchain development on Bitcoin Cash or whatever. Yeah. I'll come here and do my education. I'm paying fees or something maybe to get my education, and that's actually adding towards the economy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, so what I'm noticing here is the MPs were very clear that if and when they make Bitcoin Cash legal tender, merchants will not be required to accept it. So that's a big difference between here and El Salvador. And but just with the onboarding I've seen around here that Sunny's done, like a lot of the stores are like in strip malls, and so you'll see like 1 or 2 of the 5 accept Bitcoin Cash. Yeah. And then I'm going around to the other ones like, do you accept Bitcoin Cash? Oh, okay, well, I'll go to the guy who does.
That's right. And
well, and so
salt in the wound.
So you can already see that I haven't had anybody say what's Bitcoin Cash. I haven't heard any merchant say that. They just either say yes or no. Yeah. And so they're very aware that their competition's accepting it, and so I'm excited about the prospect for me as a career basis to come here. I want to come here and help merchants like set up, especially online e-commerce type stuff. You know, I'm really here looking for opportunities for work for that. And if they accept it as legal tender, that opportunity is going to explode. Yeah.
Wow. What I love is the people here. The people here are so friendly as well. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
We got Filipinos, which is good because I can speak their language, Tagalog. So I go,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
"Kumusta kuya?" You know, like this.
Yeah, it's very multicultural here, and also there's just a little bit of everything. Like there's really high end ritzy stuff.
Yeah.
And like we went to that little tiki bar on the beach
That
last
was
night.
phenomenal.
Yeah, and it was like yeah, it's just great. It's like whatever your style or speed is, like there's something here for you.
Style and speed, I like that.
Yeah.
I do, because it can be as fast paced or slow paced as much as you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really impressed. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm already trying to figure out my plans for coming back.
Yeah, I'm doing that too. I'm like, I've got my destination.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to break it down. How do I get there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What steps do I need to take to come here?
Yeah.
The lowest possible goal for me is to get my citizenship, like my passport.
Nice.
So you know, if something does happen, I could bug out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's very attractive. I mean, I need to work a little bit longer before I can do that, but
Yeah.
that's definitely on my goal list.
Yeah. And coming here is a real treat to come for a holiday. Like you said, it's either what we said, fast or slow as you want. You know, like the speed. Like I can come here, unwind, and just not have to worry about losing my value in my like transferring from one currency to another. I can just come and just use the same currency that I do back in the Bitcoin account.
Another thing that's personally attracting me to this place is that I'm a sailor. I lived on a sailboat for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I thought about coming out here 10 years ago before you know, crypto was even a serious consideration.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to rent a moped today, and I doubt I'll do it, but I really want to go check out Nevis because it seems to be like less developed.
Yeah.
And I was reading that along their coastline they have like 100 mooring balls.
Right.
I really want to check it out from the boating and the marina side of things. I'm gonna go around and check out all the marinas today.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. So it's just like whether if you're a sailor or not a sailor, if you're into crypto, you're not into crypto, whatever culture you are, I'm really impressed with how open and welcoming this place is to like all walks of life.
So I'm imagining you here,
Mhm.
and I can see you got a nice little shack, you know, and there's a barge or a moat, whatever, and then you like park your yacht at the front.
Yeah.
There. I really could see you with that lifestyle, you know.
Well, also the thing is, so it'll be a while before I can afford citizenship by investment. But my understanding is that I can stay here for 90 days, and then I just have to leave for 1 day, and I can come back. So if I have a boat, that's a pretty easy thing to do. But even if I don't have a boat, it's still a pretty easy
So
thing to
explain that to me, because maybe they like if you explain it to me, they will get it too. So when you say stay for 90 days, what does that mean? Like, do you have to have a passport first, or like a?
Well, I mean, I think once you get into the country, you need a passport for that.
Yeah.
But then once you're here, you don't need I'm speaking from the American perspective. But I don't need a visa, and I can stay for 90 days.
Yeah.
And if I just take a puddle jumper plane to like Antigua for a day and come back, then I can stay for another 90 days.
So you can skirt around there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think it's a secret. I think the government's like they designed it that way. Like they. Who knows why they even have to have a cutoff at 90, but it definitely seems like they're trying to lower the barriers as low as they possibly can.
I wonder if that's applicable to me as well, if I can do that.
Yeah, I believe it is. I mean, from my understanding, there is just like a handful of countries that doesn't apply to.
Yeah. I think Australia would be a friendly country. I have to look into it.
Yeah.
Something else that was a big standout for you?
Oh, man, like I said, it's hard to pick one. For me, the real value of this is it's just breaking out of my shell. Like I'm really close with the other devs in the space, and we're all used to. I mean, I've been doing remote work for like 10 years, and a lot of devs in this space have. Like they've been doing it since way before COVID, before it was a normal thing. But the problem, and so I have gotten really good at remote work and culture. Like that's all great for me, but what's really difficult is to break out of the little dev bubble and like talk to people about just really real world hair on fire problems. And some of the conversations have been great because it's like I'll talk to the business guys and we'll have a very high level non-technical discussion about like, okay, here's a business problem, and if we solved it, there's a big pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. And then I go over and I talk to the dev guys, and I'm like, okay, like let's break this down on the like what technically how would this work. And so being able to like very quickly just break down a whole business concept
Yeah.
and a whole like and you know, a lot of these things, most of the time the answer is like, oh well, we can't do it, or we can't do it yet. And so it's just nice to like very quickly collaborate with
Yeah.
people and figure out like and separate the good ideas from the bad ones.
Yeah, that's actually like you're dev, but I'm a YouTuber and well, try to be. I mean, I'm just me. But yeah, I met Vlad, I met Ryan Giffen, you know, all these YouTubers. Now I've talked to Ron on the phone many times, you know, and like with friends like that. But you know, Vlad, you know, I've never seen him face to face, and we came down and we were sitting down here, and we didn't go to bed till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning because we were just having creative explosion of ideas on how we can promote Bitcoin Cash. And
I've had the same experience. I've gotten very little sleep since I've gotten here, but I'm so pumped, like that I don't even feel tired.
Yeah, I think that helped me overcome my jet lag, because when you meet like-minded people, you just get that entrepreneurial buzz.
Yeah.
And just whatever tiredness you feel just goes away.
Yeah.
Because you're on the same frequency, you're on the same level, and you're just like really inspired. And I want to really capture those moments, and then when I go home, when we go back to our own countries, to keep that fire alive and work on those things, because I did not want the spirit of what we got here, the unity, to die out and dissipate.
Yeah, especially at the conference, I've been really trying to be really mindful of like going back, because during the conference it's just like crazy. Like everybody's coming up to you, you're talking, you know, everybody's brainstorming, and then really I'm trying to really follow up and make sure I get everybody's contact info. I really like, we need to follow up on this. We can't just like have a good time and then leave.
Yeah.
You know?
I was a big for nothing.
Going.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's like, I like the opportunity, like the place over there. I'm going to check into it.
Yeah.
So 200,000, you become 1 in 30 owners of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how, and it's between 3 to 30%, 3 to 7% return. So I want to do the maths on that and see how that breaks down. Like I more like the idea of me buying a property and I own it, or me buying a property and these guys take care of it and manage it somehow. And then when I come over, it's mine. You know what I mean? Yeah. So my first question would be, is like, if I'm 1 in 30 owners, is there like any things that would stop me from actually, if I want to come up here this time next year, can I do that? Can I stay there?
Well, you know what I noticed is, so for me, the round trip ticket's only $1,000 US, so that's really affordable. But then you got to have a place to stay. It's a little expensive to be here at the Royal St. Kitts, but you get what you pay for. It's really nice. But so I was looking at Airbnb, and there wasn't a whole lot of availability for just like a week, like the conference. But when I switched the time to like 30 days or longer, there is a lot of options and a lot of really good prices.
Right.
And I think what's causing that is that the citizenship by investment program, one of the options is you can just buy a place and rent it out.
Yeah.
You don't have to live in it in order to get the citizenship. So I think there's a little bit of a surplus of housing, and if you're going to do that, I think a lot of people are turned off by short-term rentals, so they want those longer-term rentals. So I was able to find like, you know, a pretty good range of places to stay around the island, like between $1,000 and $2,000 for a month. Yeah. And so it's so for, you know, roughly $2,000, I can fly out here and stay here for a month. Yeah.
Well, see, like even say $2,000 American, right? That's comparable to what people are paying rent, mortgage, where I come from.
Right. Well, that's the same price for me to go to Mexico. I've been looking at going to Mexico for a month or two this winter. And I mean, that's the advantage of me being a dev. As long as I have an internet connection and a laptop, I can work. So I might as well do someplace comfortable and tropical in the winter. And so I was just blown away that a place like this is on par cost-wise with, you know, a very remote place in Mexico. And do you find the internet here good? Like, yeah, it's been great so far. And I mean, Roger was saying he has amazing internet, and so there must be a fiber optic cable coming to the island. I haven't really dug into it. That's another thing that as a dev, I'm always looking for when I'm making my travel plans. It's like, okay, how is this country wired? Like, where's the fiber optic cable? And so what internet speeds are you looking for as a dev? You know, I actually don't need, I mean, this would be like one of the high bandwidth like things I would need. Like I
Yeah.
actually don't need a very high speed for a lot of things.
Mm.
Where I really need speed is when if I was to be a long-term setup thing, like if I was to have a house here and
Yeah.
I was to like operate my business out of the
Yeah.
house,
Yeah.
then I would really need a good
Yeah.
internet connection. But if I'm just traveling and just doing basic coding stuff, I actually don't need a very good internet connection.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's been, from what I've seen here, it's been more than enough. Like every single bar we've gone to, every single hotel has had an open Wi-Fi.
That's what I love. That's what I
Yeah.
love about this place too. Like, you may come over here and go, "Oh shoot, I'm on roaming." You know.
Yeah, like we didn't even get our phones working until yesterday.
Yeah.
I think both of us. Like
Yeah.
we've been here for like 4 days. We didn't even need.
Everyone's got their own Wi-Fi.
Because yeah, we just use the Wi-Fi.
So you know, paying Bitcoin Cash is not a problem because there's Wi-Fi everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great point. That was something that I didn't think to point out. Like I'm on Splash right now with the internet. So
Yeah,
hopefully it's out pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been an eye-opening experience.
Yeah.
It really has been.
For for me, that's my guy in Uganda. So, I sponsor a guy in Uganda,
Oh, nice.
and you know, I send him like $5 here, $5 there, which is big money over there.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to get some socks made up, you know,
Nice.
running socks, because a friend of mine, he's actually a barefoot runner, and it's like a trend growing up. So we thought, you know, Roo runners, you know. So we're trying to start up a new clothing brand where it's barefoot running wear, you know.
Okay.
So that's what I like about Bitcoin Cash is like I'm in Australia, I'm on holidays here in St. Kitts. I'm trying to employ people in Uganda. They've got Boa over there at the moment, which is pretty sad.
Yeah.
But it's just a versatile currency.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do more and more. I'm doing less coding and more project management.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I recommend to my clients is like the best way to get bang for your buck is like have me manage developers. So I was so great having the Argentinians here because I've hired a few people in Argentina.
Yep.
I've done most of my hiring in Venezuela, and you see, this is Bitcoin Cash gives me a huge edge over my competition because PayPal doesn't work in there's no conventional U.S. payment system that is allowed to work in Venezuela. So Bitcoin Cash or some other crypto is really the only way. And I love it. They render a service, I pay them, and that's the end of the story.
Yep.
There's no banks involved, there's no government involved, and it's really, ultimately, it's very cost effective for my clients.
Cost effective for you too.
Yeah, and like I said, it gives me a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Like, nobody can really compete with me.
If you were to spend the same amount, like if you were to pay someone in your country to do the same work, it will cost you far more. Or if you got the person from the other country and you were paying them their dollars, it will cost you far more to send it. And like you said, they could shut down the banks or not be, you know, the banking system over there is not good. And so Bitcoin Cash system capitalizes on that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, especially, I mean, I think that's one of the things that is not lost on the government here is that like this is a way to bring in jobs. And on many different levels. Like I said, that whole as sort of a middleman, you know, I'm trying to bring in the most money I can, and I'm trying to find like the best labor at the cheapest price that I can. But you know, the Venezuelans that I employ them like way above what is a normal standard like hourly rate in Venezuela, and so they're very, very happy with what I pay them. And my clients are very, very happy with the cost. And so everybody wins.
Everybody wins. You've got your breakfast. I mean, you can either go there and eat it there, or you come back, whatever. But
I think I will, man. But thanks. I'm glad
cheers,
I
bro.
saw you. Cheers.
Yeah, I did it with him last night at a rock lobster, and oh mate, the conversations were just mind blowing. It was really good. Hearing Chris's story and Brad's and stuff like that. So the island's not 100% Bitcoin Cash merchants, but like Chris said, there are a large number of Bitcoin Cash merchants. So it's only a matter of time when the guy that's missing out on a sale it's because of a stupid decision not to accept Bitcoin Cash. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have rocks in your head to to not. All right, so I'm reading your questions now. St. Kitts is the perfect place to live right now. Bitcoin Cash accepted everywhere. Friendly folks, always sunny. Yeah, I mean, we had some rain. We had a storm last night, but look at it. It's just beautiful here. And the weather's nice. I mean, it's comparable to home. Okay, I'm starting my plan to move to St. Kitts today. Good on you, man. Um, if you need contacts into helping you do your homework, let me know and I'll reach out. I was even speaking to some of the prominent people here, about their homeless community, like about their homeless community. And she said, well, I actually got like a domestic, domestic violence type charity that I'm doing. And now I said, look, why don't you accept Bitcoin Cash, for your charity, because you don't have to rely on donations from St. Kitts. You can get donations from me, from Australia, from around the world. So do you know what the pandemic response was like? So the pandemic experience that I've now, there's no bad for me. I'm not getting any bad juju. Like, it's pretty good. I've asked some questions because that's actually a big concern of mine. Is what was their policies? What mandates did they pass? How did they handle the whole crisis there? And it was pretty favourable for us that are freedom minded. I mean, those that want a pro sovereignty, both on personal and legal type space. So how's the food though? Did you get try the local cuisines? Man, Pantera, that is something that I'm really regretting. I haven't seen that much of the island, other than a few places being here. Like, there's so much more to St. Kitts than what I saw, and I know that. I mean, I know there's good areas, I know there's bad areas, but the food, bro, I mean, I've only had one bad meal. I've only had one bad meal since I've been here. But like the other night, I had I went to like a dinner. It was at I think the Shipwreck restaurant or something like that, and their food was magic, man. I've never had, the food was like Michigan star level, like, it was really top quality. I don't know if that's the average cater or if that's like a high end catering there. I'm gonna assume that it was high end, but I really love the food there. But I would say is their coffee. I got them to make me a mocha, and they don't know how to make a mocha. So as an Aussie coming to St. Kitts, I can see, like, if I was to open a cafe, I would have the best friggin' cafe on St. Kitts because I'll make the best coffee. You know what I mean? How's the food? Yeah, try local thing. So, yeah. I mean, there's room. Look, if there's room for improvement here. So for that one example about the coffee, right? I know if I was to open up a business that I'm going to get everyone coming to my coffee store because my coffee is going to be next level. These guys do not know good coffee. That's what I think, all right? Because even when I went to I could become a coffee merchant. Yeah, and this is what you got the freedom to do that. If you've got an idea, you bring investment into St. Kitts, man. They'll love you. They'll treat you like their brother, So that's what it's such a friendly country. So maybe that's an easy thing for me to do is open up a cafe. But see, this is the thing. Like, I love my Bitcoin Cash City. I'm not going to leave the Bitcoin Cash City. That's my place. I can't say what happens tomorrow, but I tend to stay in the Bitcoin Cash City and live there. But I just like the idea of options. If I need to bug out, go for a holiday, maybe start up a business here. Maybe start up a crypto business and have it run out of St. Kitts, so I've got more money to carry my See, that's an idea. Look, if I had a Internet of Things company or something like that, if you run it in St. Kitts, if I'm a citizen of St. Kitts, I could run a company and my Bitcoin Cash will go further, and get the project done. Yeah, see what I mean? My time here in St. Kitts has been like, it's like it's unlocked the creative side of my brain again. And so, yeah, good song. So that's something that's, for me personally, it's just helped me to get, I guess, become a coffee merchant. Yeah. So I guess here for my time here in St. Kitts, is I've become more creative. I'm starting to, I didn't realize that I put myself in a box. I didn't realize that I put myself in a box and my thinking was in the box. My outlook became more boxed focus. Because I've got a saying, think globally, act locally. But what I didn't realize is I was actually acting and thinking locally. So I don't know. Any questions, guys? Anything you want me to talk about? 6 likes. Woohoo! Great. Weed. So I've seen people smoke weed here. I didn't see any problem with it. I'm not sure if it's illegal or just decriminalized. But there are definitely people speaking weed in public, in smoker sections, and I don't. That doesn't seem to be a problem here. Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, weed merchants. Did I see any weed merchants? Well, I don't look for that sort of stuff, bro. So I guess if I was looking for it, I'll probably find it. But well, I guess there is, because there's people smoking it here. So I guess there's a weed merchant somewhere. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could look into that. Maybe you could have a Rastafari. So it's everywhere in the US now. Okay, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of things that are legal or sort of turned a blind eye to. That there are a lot of things that are not illegal here that that are beneficial. And just off the bat, just worrying about like 20%, like every time you spend, allow 20% tax there. I like that rather than buying by having big taxes where I come from. I'm making a weed and coffee cafe. Weed and coffee cafe. Just to I mean, I don't know if I don't know. I'm not very cultural. I'm not a worldly person, so I don't know what things are in the cultural experience of things. I'm learning, right? This is a learning experience for me. But I went to the Buddha bar, and in my country, you can't smoke inside the premises, right? And I don't know what it is. It was some sort of vaping thing where they put something on top, and then you vape through. It looked like a very a Middle Eastern type smoking device. And so people were smoking that inside, like at the bar and stuff like that. And then there was some people, so yeah. So I don't know what that is. Tobacco hookana, yeah. I don't know. I truly I don't know. I don't know what it is. I did observe it, and yeah. Yeah, so I tried it out. I did try it out to see what it was. It wasn't tobacco. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But I tried it out for the cultural experience there. I made sure it wasn't like weed though. Um, but yeah, I did try it out, and just to see, just to see what it like the experience there. So, um, yeah. I mean, love me or hate me, think bad of me for taking an interest of someone's culture, but I just it looked like it was not a bad thing to try out, so I tried it out. Um, uh, did it do anything for me? I don't think it did. I didn't get any buzz like a high from it. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the point is of doing it, but yeah, it's really great weather here. I'm waiting to get service, so must be having a slow day today. Any other questions? Any questions? I'm gonna try and charge up my phones, and I'm going to try. I'm running out of room on my memory cards. So, uh, if you haven't eaten yet, then yeah. All right, I'm gonna do this. Oh. Hey Alex, man, I'm at the Splash Bar doing a live stream. Come, let's do an interview at breakfast with me. Come on, man. Wakey, wakey. So yeah, like there's so many people like YouTubers, you know, like that you see that I'm subscribed to are here, and we're all connecting, and we were thinking about, we had a Brave Wave idea about having green label, about where all us content creators and promoters of Bitcoin Cash can all come together, and we can like promote BCH as a unified force, like any hedge. I mean, like any hedge, great product and stuff like that. How can we as influencers, as content creators, how can we promote General Protocols' brilliant stuff that they have, and how do we promote that to the wider community, you know? All right, Alex is on his way. So that was something that really inspired me, and we were like writing down a business, stuff like that, how to do it. I met some guys from Zapit. Let me plug Zapit right now. So Zapit, I'm yet to fully get on board with it all, like understand it all. But what Zapit guys are telling me is, if you use it as a wallet, it's a non-custodial wallet, which means that I think you can plug in your Bitcoin.com wallet with your seed phrase to Zapit, so they don't hold, so the keys are still yours. But when you spend Bitcoin Cash, you actually get Zapit tokens, and these Zapit tokens can be it's basically you get rewarded in Bitcoin Cash. So you might spend, and then use any hedge service with merchants without having them doing anything would be sweet. Yeah, justice for Germans. So I'm flying back to Australia tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. Yeah, on Tuesday. So the thing I really love about General Protocols AnyHedge is if they get that on a point of sale system, like the POS, like the Bitcoin.com register app, that will basically give no excuses for a merchant not to accept Bitcoin Cash anymore. The adoption rate is going to go through the roof, because it gets rid of the argument. No. I'm just in a meeting right now. I'm just talking via a video conference. So as soon as I'm done here, I'll give you a call. Okay? Take care. Bye. Yeah. So, where was I? I've lost my train of thought. All right. So yeah, the point of sale of what if we can get like an AnyHedge system on the point of sales, like what General Protocols have been done, I'm going to be promoting that like crazy, like all my merchants, because the biggest problem in Australia is bookkeeping. Volatility not so much, because a lot of the people that get the Y and get crypto, they understand volatility, and a lot of them are able to wear it to a certain degree. So the volatility is not my biggest hurdle. It's the paperwork, man. It's like, if someone, like, they sell this for $6, they got to show $6 in their books when they do their taxes. So with what General Protocol's done, there's no need for stable coins, which is like a mega hell yeah for me, and like, no need for stable coins is like the biggest like moment. Like, that's the biggest thing I'm excited about, and will make Bitcoin Cash the most superior cryptocurrency on the face of the planet, besides Ethereum, I guess, for the smart contract sort of things. I don't see anything else competing with Bitcoin Cash, and that's just me. Maybe there's something I've got a blind spot, but there'd be no excuses for a merchant not to accept Bitcoin Cash because of the price fluctuation. Hey Omar, thanks for your support, man. For you making those timestamps on Roger Ver's video there, that was awesome. I've got a lot of people wanting my attention right now. Yeah, so that is a big plus, is that any hedge system. I'm really keen to see. I want to be able to promote these good ideas and these good utilities. It's like, I'm thinking to myself, Bitcoin Jason, how can you accentuate the good work of these smart people? They come up with all this great stuff, and what really ticks me off is they get this great stuff, and it's like they need exposure, they need movement, they need more users to this thing, and that's what's been the biggest thing that I've been thinking about as let's do our part, is like, what can Bitcoin Jason do in this part to promote and leverage of the smart tech that's coming out. So, and if you got any ideas, I want to hear from you, because like I question these, like, these are the questions that I ask myself. So I met with some young guys, and we had a very late night. I met a really smart Indian guy, young fella, younger than me. I think he's like 21 or something like that. And I really love this guy, because he was getting me to think outside the box, which someone has not, which I haven't done for. I didn't realize I haven't done that for a very long time. So I really appreciate that. And so I talk about another thing, Zapit, right? So Zapit, it's basically you can have your wallet attached to it, right? And wherever you spend your Bitcoin Cash, you get like a 20%, 25% rebate. So it actually encourages people to spend Bitcoin Cash, because you're getting a rebate on it, which is awesome. Because if I go back to the Bitcoin Cash City and go, guys, did you realize that there's this wallet app where you can spend your BCH and instantly get get a 25% discount? And it's great. And so another way you can make money on it is they got Zapit tokens. So people that advertise, so you might want to advertise your YouTube channel, or you might want to advertise your business, right? And so what happens, people can go through the app, and then they can do these simple steps and get rewarded in Zapit tokens. That's what I mean. Zapit, any hedge, Bitcoin Cash register, success. You say, okay, so you could see why I'm so excited now. I'm coming together, and you know what? The thing about the Bitcoin Cash conference that I got for me is there is a lot of noise. There's a lot of things, good projects that have come out, and I'm telling you now, Zapit. If I did not meet the Zapit guys, then I wouldn't have known about their product, and I wouldn't be telling you about it. Yeah. In a meeting. Yeah, so I wouldn't have known about it. So, and now that I know about it, I'm going to beta test it. I'm going to try it out for myself, see if it will work in my local country, and then I'm going to do it. So we've been talking for about an hour. We've been talking about, you know, nearly 2 hours now. So what I might do is I'm going to end this live stream. I'm going to charge this phone up and get some breakfast and that. I've got to return some calls, and then we'll pick it up, and maybe I'll have some other YouTubers on. Maybe we'll do it, pick it up again. So if you've got any questions or something that you would like us to talk about, put in the comments below, so I know, and then we can start off with answering your questions, and then we can lead off into basically a I don't know, rant, I know, chill out session, info, you know, I don't know. I'm running out of words to say. I think I spent my 5,000 words. So let me recharge. And you know, guys, if you got Bitcoin Cash, you are, I am, we're all Satoshi. Let's do our part. Take care, guys. Have a good day at work. All right.